Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Atman, you already know. We're back with another episode of No Kuni. And gotta turn up the volume. Right now we're about to find out just how peaceful this world has become. Because in the last episode we had finished fighting Shadar, we put an end to him. We learned about his backstory, how his name was Lucian. And how a war happened between, I'm guessing, two different associations of mages, and the side that Lucian was on happened to be a bit corrupt in the sense that they wanted to kill anyone that crossed in their paths just to eliminate the sages, or one of the sages. Actually, I don't even know how many sages there were in the world, but one particular sage that happened to be the parent of the great and mighty Alicia. So that person, they were sent to exterminate him. Lucian happened to be on the side sent to exterminate those people, and Alicia had escaped thanks to the help of Lucian. However, he was punished for that, and because of that, as a result, he began to form despair and lost faith in humanity, which is kind of suspect, you know. But on top of that, you know, he didn't know that Alicia had grown up to be the great sage Alicia, and that she was the one who confronted him. And on top of that, the Wicked Witch, or the White Witch, or whatever the heck, had approached Shadar, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna give you this power, I'm gonna turn you to the Dark Djinn, so here you go, Shadar. After we found out the truth, we learned that he actually wanted to save the world, and not, you know, hinder the process of the world. So pretty interesting so far. Not unexpected, but you know, not bad. Oh, did you, Kin Tom? Okay. Well, he was the first person to have faith in me, I believe. So, yeah, he was definitely number one. Besides Drippy, of course, but like, you know. It was quite, thank you once again for the Clarion. It was very good. Helped clear my sinuses and all, so, shoot. Well, if you give me that fish belt, then we could go home at any time, yo. Nice. But it'll be boring back home. You're better off here in this world. But once you go home, I'm telling you, the White Witch is gonna strike. And then they're gonna need you. What if the White Witch takes over the other world? That'd be insane. Miss Layla and Phil and Myrtle. Actually, you do have a bit to look forward to at home. Just, it's gonna be really boring. You have all these awesome monsters and just creatures in general. Like, you might as well like stay here, man. But it's like, now that he's like gone, do people like not know where he's at? Like, I'm sure that they had police looking for this kid, right? Pair of big heads. Haha. Jesus. Jesus, you see Oliver's face when he was laughing? That was creepy, yo. Swinny, did we really laugh much? Yeah. Yeah, just visit every time you're bored. Don't make it sound like a farewell. Just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go home for like a day or two, make sure no one thinks that I'm, you know, missing or nothing. And then come back for another week. Easy. Like, you're a mage, Oliver. You can just keep using your spells, bro. It's not like you, unless your wand like breaks or something. But just take home with you like a supply, like a lifetime supply of like wands or something. Keep it with you at all times or something like that. Actually, no. You have Mornstar. Forget it. You're good. You have Mornstar. You have Mornstar, man. Like, all right. Not necessary, but sure. The Mornstar's power is not to be... Yeah, let's go. Let the feast be prepared. Bring over the hookers and the dancers and the bartenders. We shall prepare a feast for my boy.
So, farewell.
Yes. Thanks for everything, Your Majesty.
So it's the end of our double act,
Bring forth.
You made one heck of a sidekick, Ollie boy.
Yeah, put her there,
When
pal.
you get home, you'll look out for Myrtle, won't you?
Hey, come back and visit, you hear? We'll go somewhere dangerous, for old time's sake.
You got it. Thank you, everybody.
Want to look at the
Be
murder?
good, Oliver.
You crazy.
But not too good.
See you next time our world's in a potch.
Take care, all of you.
What does that mean? Not too good.
Thank you.
Farewell, Oliver.
See ya.
An end to pain.
Oh,
What's that?
there we go.
What did you do, Ollie boy?
Nothing, I promise.
Can't go home just
Pitiful
yet.
fools. My gift of mana will cleanse your tainted souls.
Oh boy. Now what does he have under her sleeve?
This stuff.
What?
What is it?
Snow?
What does he have up her
But it
sleeve?
isn't cold.
It burns! Nothing burns hotter than ice. Oh snap, zombies. Whoa, Resident Evil? What up with zombies in games though? Like, is that really... Even the fish is a zombie. Yo, zombie shark? Oh god.
Majesty.
Whoa!
Where's the
Interesting.
fan?
You must come with me. Oh, run away!
Jesus, dude. Damn, that's unfortunate. That really sucks. Do the zombies eat themselves, or like? Kind of want to see that. Kind of want to see a zombie, like, person eating a zombie fish or something. Jeez, I must be sick in the head. Yo, Peas, what's up? Yo, you gonna disclose some information about the White Witch to me? She called it mana, or mana, but it really isn't. Because mana is the source of life. What she's throwing down is poison. Like, I can't see crap. What is the deal with Oliver waking up and his friends being right next to him? Like, this has happened like 3 or 4 times now. Yo, like, Oliver, you've been getting some epileptic episodes, haven't you? Like, Jesus. You're constantly waking up from a coma or something. Yeah, I see that it's flying. Pretty crazy. I don't know how it's flying, but damn. Yo, shouldn't there be like mad wind? Never mind. Right, yeah, tell me. Tell me, my man. Like, come on. It really didn't... The prince... Yeah, he saved us, but it was not like we couldn't do it ourselves. We could have just used our travel spell for like 1 MP. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Okay, hold on a minute. Markson. Okay, hold on. Wait. So you tell me the Wicked Witch used the spell immediately. Used the spell, and then right after she used the spell, your people. Hold on. The only way this makes sense is if the Wicked Witch had visited all the other towns prior and already got them before she got to us. That's how Marxine was able to. Cause I'm like, dude, you got some quick ass reaction times. Like, yeah. I'm just gonna let's take that. Let's take it like that. Let's take that as an answer. Alright. Yo, your dad, Esther. What do you mean who the flip is doing this? Did we not? Oh, does the party not know about the White Witch? They should know. Oh crap, I forgot this whole time. The player knows, but the characters don't know. So you're going back home, or are you going back to your dream, or are you going back to D3, or like what? Yeah. Okay. It's a Motorville. Either that, or they made a deal or something. Maybe decided to supply this guy with some money or something. I mean, he's a sky pirate, right? I mean, come on, let's think about it. There's no difference between a pirate and a merchant. Except for, actually no, there's one difference. Their letter of marque. That's about it. That's the only difference. Oh, that's clever. Gotta learn to stick to yourself, right? Oh, okay. What now? You telling me there's a fourth party member? Oh, no need to tell me anything else. Get out of here. You know what? Here, let's go with this. Let's go with this. Keep your piece of crap familiar. Alright, let's see what you got. Imperial Scepter. You know what? Damn, this guy already has 4 movement speed. That's crazy. Oh boy. Could put another one on for some more. I could put the wolf fangs. See anything else increases his. No. Who's got this on? I think he does. Let's put something else for you. Nope. Hold on. Alright, we're good to go. How much magic? Wow! Her stats are ass! Oh my god! Look at this guy's level 49, and 2 levels below, and he has better freaking magic attack. Look at all the stuff he has. He has Cloud Burst. It's one of the spells that was in the gosh, what was it Lucian's flashback? It causes the driving rain to fall as if the very heavens had dropped. I don't know what it does. It says effect shaped field. So what does it do? Does it hurt? It sounds like it hurts. He's got way better healing moves. Come on now. He has healing hand, arrow of light. Come on now. This guy's like another Oliver. It's ridiculous. But wow, he's almost exactly like Oliver. Probably even better though. He has more attack than Oliver does. Let's see. Yeah, we should be straight, dude. Jewels. I mean, I can't really use a sword, but I mean, who has this on? Who has this on? Yo's gonna die. Oh, he has a. Why can't somebody just take it off of him? Why can't you just take it off NCS? I can actually. And I will. Guys, 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. Alright, sorry about that guys, I'm back. Turns out my friend Michael was like, yo, Korra today? Because it's like the very last bit of Korra. And he said it was over. So he said to watch the episodes, and I'm like, so now I kind of don't just want to stop recording, I just want Korra. No, I won't do that. I already made a promise to beat this game today, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You know what, let's get a move on. Oh. Hey, what's up, you? I guess Esther's father's alright. Talk to your dads. Aren't hurt. Well, those trials weren't really that bad, though. I mean, let's save the game. See if we can't, you know, make a little more progress. Alright. We're at 19 minutes. Let's see, how long do you think it will take? It probably won't take that long. I think this is the last fight. Alright. Yo, I'm gonna do this. What up, dude? Huh. Oh, which reminds me. Dude! Yes! I was just gonna say, like, some new? Some, like, more than, like, plural? More than one? Cause, yo... I sure could go for some of those. Yo, what up, Tangs? What up, dude? What up, my Nixers? You. This guy's armor's gonna weigh this whole ship down. Alright, this is the last person on the ship, I think. So now what? Oh, right, head back to Motorville. Duh. Actually, let's see if I can go through this door. Dude, it said that the icon... Man, this map does not know how to keep... It doesn't know how to put the icons right. Lol. Alright, let's go use the gateway spell. Cast gateway. Get away. More like it. It's more like the get away spell, really, but gateway is still pretty good. Why do we say getaway instead of getaway? I don't know, I'm just starting to think about that. Ah.
Mana.
Ooh.
The forbidden spell. The death knell for this fallen world.
Indeed. It rings out again as once it did for Nazca.
Each time this world ends, one cannot help but recall the name of that forsaken land.
The name I recall is Shadar, the one whom we turned executor. Bringing an end to this world was his duty.
A task to which he was palpably unequal, and I will not even speak of his duplicity.
To think he shared a soul with the Savior, and that he hid this fact from us. It seems that mankind has disappointed your radiance yet again.
At the last, the Dark Jinn attempted to save this world. To protect the very creatures that first plunged him into despair. I will not be defied.
Ooh, she will not.
All who defy our will shall perish. The mortal who shared a soul with Shadar still draws breath. Should he too choose to defy our will, his reward shall be death, swift and certain.
Let's just go to our home. I was just gonna go home and find something to do there. Let's take the scenic route. Actually, not really. It's right here. Hey, what up, guy? Show me your moves. No. I would not like to join you. Thank you very much. I have a much more exciting world that I can go visit anytime I want. Time to go home. Hey, can you like... Oh, it's probably Elise's room. Yes, of course, it has to be. Why wouldn't it be? Be in her room somewhere. Whatever the hell I'm looking for. Oh, Mom's diary. The pen she gave me, it's glowing. Oh, cool. Whoa, a new tail. What the? So that's not what I'm looking for? Hold on, let me read this. Now I'm actually interested in this. This. A new tail, a new tail, a new tail. A new tail has been unlocked. Damn, these are a lot of pages, bro. Alright, you know what? Let's... Provisions. Alchemy, equipment. Read from the beginning. Regions of the world. 12 Tales of Wonder. The 8th tale. The 12th tale. Like, where would it be? Did I find it? Ah, this is it, right? The 12th tale, The Young Woman's Journal. Oh, maybe we should read these after all. Hold on. That's a lot of stuff to read. Alright, never mind. I'll read it on my own time. Or maybe I'll go through it one of the episodes. Damn it, maybe I should just go through it now. Damn it. The first tale. Ah, let me read it in the Ace voice. I'm gonna give you guys a little history lesson right now. So welcome to the science class with Professor Ace. Today we will be going over the 12 tales of wonder. The first tale, as you can see, is a mighty lion that ruled over the kingdom of weirdness. With the darkness there and the darkness there. You know what? Let's just read. Ah, the first tale. The Cowardly Prince and the Lion. The Cowardly Prince. It goes, in a certain country there lived a prince named Tamalo, who was sharp of mind but weak of spirit. His father was a brave king, strong, wise, and loved by his subjects. But the noble example he set served only to weaken Tamalo's spirit. On one occasion, his father told him thus, "Soon, my boy, it shall be time for me to retire, upon which thou shalt become king." While the announcement delighted the prince, it filled him also with a terrible dread, for he did not have the spirit required to ascend to the throne. In his vexation, he wandered from the castle, lost in thought, whereupon he encountered a fearsome-looking lion. The prince tried to flee, but the lion caught him easily with his paw, lifted him to his gaping mouth, and swallowed him whole. Sounds like, what is that, the Noah and the Ark, or, what is, no, it's, what's that Bible story, the biblical story? Jonah, right? It's Jonah the whale, something like that? Yeah, well, I digress. as I was saying, at first the prince thought he was doomed, but at length he began to reconsider his position. At least I no longer have to become king, thought the prince. After taking a deep breath, he said to the lion, Mighty lion, I am the prince of this country, and the day after tomorrow I was due to become its king. Since thou hast now swallowed me, however, thou must needs become king instead. That's so phrased so weirdly.
King, eh?
replied the lion.
I shan't complain about that.
Thereupon the prince led the lion back to the palace. The courtiers were shocked to see the lion enter the palace, but the prince pleaded with them from inside his stomach, and the lion was accepted as king. The lion proved to have quite an aptitude for royal duties. Whensoever there was a dispute in his kingdom, the lion would simply growl at the quarrels.
Stop complaining, or I shall eat you alive!
Whensoever a bridge was swept away by a flood, the lion would simply use his paw to rip down a tree and lay it across the river. Regarding taxation and legal matters, the lion was utterly ignorant. But whensoever such a problem arose, Prince Tamalo would speak to him from inside his stomach and provide him with a sound solution. Well, that sounds kind of like awful. 2 dragons. After some time, news reached the king that 2 dragons were ravaging the eastern and western edges of his kingdom. The people were terrified and looked to their king to deliver them from this terrible evil, upon which the king announced that he should go and smite the dragons himself. But even the fearsome lion stood no chance of defeating 2 such terrible dragons. My dear stomach dweller, said he then, what in the wide world should I do now? Prince Tamalo considered the lion's question, and at length provided him with a suitable scheme. The lion headed east to the part of his kingdom that was being ravaged by the larger dragon and roared in his ugly face. Dragon, I shall soon slay thee. I fear thee not, for no matter how large thou art, thou shalt never devour me.
Oh ho, scoffed the dragon. We shall see about that.
Upon which he ate the lion whole. Dang, that's some Inception stuff right there. From inside the dragon's stomach, the lion said, Dragon, thou art now the king of this land. It is therefore thy royal duty to defeat the dragon ravaging the western part of thy kingdom. At first the dragon paid him no heed, but when the dragon witnessed the humans around him bowing down in deference, as Prince Tamalo had requested them to do beforehand, he decided to do his royal duty, whereupon he went to the western mountains and slew the other dragon. Once the other dragon had been slain, the lion commenced to scratching the inside of the dragon's stomach. Ow. Ow! It hurts! It hurts! Cried the dragon, rolling on the floor in agony. Have mercy, I beseech thee. To which the lion said, what did he say? If thou wouldst not feel this pain, thou must promise never again to hurt the people of this kingdom. Ow! Very well, I promise, cried the dragon in reply. But the dragon was a cunning beast, and Prince Tamalo knew that he would break his promise the moment the lion was out of his stomach. He therefore had the lion take out the babbling berry that he told him to bring with him and place it inside the dragon. This berry was known to make noises that sounded like someone muttering to himself. With that babbling berry in his stomach, the dragon shan't notice when the lion escapes, thought Prince Tamalo. Later that night, when the dragon was sleeping, the lion crept out of his gaping mouth and set off back to the palace. The dragon left the king and his subjects alone forevermore. A new king. The kingdom had been at peace for 10 years, when the lion said to Prince Tamalo, Stomach dweller, it is time thou camest hence from in there. I would have thee take my place on the throne. Prince Tamalo was shocked and replied in a quivering tone, I fear that I do not have the spirit to become king. But thy judgments over the past 10 years have invariably been wise, said the lion. That is as may be, but I am a coward, replied Prince Tamalo. It was only because I was protected by a great strong lion that I could act so decisively. Yet the lion paid no heed. With an almighty sneeze, he ejected Prince Tamalo from his stomach. It had been 10 years since Prince Tamalo had seen the wide world outside, and he could not believe his eyes. The lion's mane was now full white, and his face was covered in wrinkles. Shut up inside the lion's stomach, Prince Tamalo had been quite unaware of any of this. Oh, nice illustrations. As thou canst see with thine own eyes, said the lions, I have grown old. 10 years hast thou resided in my stomach, and yet not once didst thou scratch me or cause me any pain, as I myself did to that dragon, though thou couldst have done it at any time. The courtiers and subjects of his kingdom did not accept me because I am strong. They accept me because I have given them my all, by which I mean thou hast given them thine. Thou art the true king of this country. Thou lackest not the spirit, I assure thee. In like manner, everyone at the palace beseeched Prince Tamalo to become their king. Prince Tamalo, everyone is humbly grateful for everything thou hast done. Our country needeth just such a king as thee. Upon hearing these words, Prince Tamalo felt his courage swell up within him. As king, Tamalo gave still more of himself to his country, and despite the fact that the lion had retired, he continued to live alongside the king in the palace. Though many countries are ruled by animals these days, in ancient times, all kings were human. Indeed, the magnificent lion, about whom you have just read, was the first ever animal to be acknowledged as a king, and the world has never been the same since. No human knows for certain, of course, but it is believed that they are somehow selected from amongst the creatures that live in the forest. Naturally, since the guardian is responsible for protecting all the forest's inhabitants, the biggest, strongest creatures in the forest is usually the one selected. There has, however, been one notable exception, as related in this well-known fable. A proclamation from the deities of the forest. A forest, luxuriant with leaves, was home to a gently flowing river and a spring that produced fresh water, and all the beasts lived there in amity, from tiny insects to creatures as big as 2 men. One day the deities of the forest made a proclamation. The time has come for you to choose your guardian. For the forest did not have a guardian at the time.
As soon as the message was received, a controversy prevailed among the beasts of the forest, with each one claiming that he would make the best guardian. These sharp fangs will frighten away any enemy, growled the black wolf. These huge claws will shred impostors to pieces, roared the gray bear. And so it continued, with every large forest animal boasting his own case, from the stag with his great antlers to the white catfish who dwelt in the spring. The forest's smaller inhabitants, those who had no chance of winning any test of strength, could but watch this assembly of the beasts in silence. The bickering continued for several nights until one day a golden haze descended upon the forest, bringing with it an aroma so sweet that the beasts soon forgot about choosing a guardian and simply spent the day in a contented daze, staring at the new golden coloring of the trees around them. The very next day, however, crimson saplings sprouted from some of the trees, and quickly grew into a large tangle of red bramble, for the golden haze the beasts had so enjoyed was, in fact, a cloud of evil-disposed spores. By the time any of them noticed, however, the bramble had covered the entire forest. And now for the bramble. The bramble strangled tree after tree, causing them to wither and die. It seemed only a matter of time before the entire forest would be quite devoid of life. Thus, the wise owl said, "Somewhere in this forest is the tree in which the spores first took root. That tree is the source of this terrible bramble. Cut off its source and the entire thicket would wilt." Desperate to save their forest, the black wolf and the great bear resolved to find the tree that the wise owl had mentioned. However, the bramble had grown so thick and so dense that their great bodies simply would not pass through it. It was time for the smaller forest creatures to come to the fore, the ones who abstained while the other beasts had bickered and boasted about who was strongest. And so the mottled snake slithered through the bramble, moving deep into the forest, in search of the trees where first the spores took root. "Alas, the bramble wraps the tree completely," hissed the snake. "We shall need to cut through it somehow, but I have neither claws nor teeth, only this forked tongue." Upon hearing the mottled snake's report, the blue woodpecker leapt into action. "I shall peck through the bramble in no time," he chirped with confidence. But as he neared the tree which the mottled snake had described, the bramble became too thick, and he was quite unable to spread his wings, let alone fly, close enough to peck at the bramble, and thus he went back dejected. That was when the field mice and the squirrels rendered their assistance. "These sturdy front teeth of ours shall gnaw through the bramble," squeaked the field mice. "But the bramble goes all the way through the top of the tree," observed the squirrels. "Can you truly climb so high?" The field mice had to concede that they could not, and so it was the squirrels who set off to cut through the bramble that surrounded the tree that had been the first to succumb. The squirrels. The squirrels soon reached the tree and scaled it with ease. In no time at all, they were nibbling at the bramble and making light work of cutting through it. No sooner had they begun to chew their way through the bramble than large parts of the thickets that covered the forest fell away and withered, and so the squirrels decided to continue nibbling until the tree was completely free of the bramble. Alas, the bramble contained poison spores, and so the squirrels who swallowed them soon felt the effects and fell lifeless to the forest floor. And yet, this did not deter the other brave squirrels, who had resolved to rid the tree of the bramble and save the forest at any cost, and each of them continued to chew. The moment the last of the bramble was cut, the entire tangle withered away. The last remaining squirrel fell from the tree, dashing his head upon the ground. The squirrels had saved the forest. When the black wolf and the gray bear were finally able to wade through the dead bramble, they came across the bodies of dead squirrels and let out terrifying cries. The guardian. As the animals' cries rang out, the squirrels' souls floated from their bodies as pure as orbs of light. The black wolf and the gray bear watched in amazement as the orbs floated into a hollow in the tree, bringing it back to life. The deities of the forest had spoken. The squirrels were the forest's true guardians, though they were among the smallest and weakest of the beasts. Their courage was greater than all of the creatures. Size has no bearing on a creature's stature. The third tale, the fairy who couldn't stop crying, or wouldn't stop crying. The Teary Fairy. Sit tight, boys and girls, I've got a story to tell you. A fairy tale if you like. Fairies like me used to be 10 a penny, see? But you'd be hard-pressed to find one these days. Always on the move we are. Anyway, this story is about a very special fairy, and while it all happened a long, long time ago, the fairy's still going strong today, or so I hope, anyway. Right then, let's get crackin', ain't it? Crackin'. This story's about a little fairy who wouldn't stop crying. Sobbing he was, day and night. Now, us fairies are hell of a impressionable, especially when we're little. We learn all sorts of tidy tricks from other fairies, but we can pick up bad habits just as easy. I don't know whose miserable mug this poor dab saw when he first popped out into the world, but it must have been proper tragic, because the first thing he ever did in life was cry, and he kept on crying. Now, it's not like this fairy wanted to be spouting tears all the time, he just couldn't help himself. Every time it got dark, he'd well up like blinking clockwork he was. What's more, young fairies can be hell of a cruel, and this little cry fairy got ripped something terrible, all of which was made him want to cry even more, of course. The Puddle of Tears. One day a traveling wizard happened to spot his fairy standing next to a puddle of tears. He was proper knackered, this wizard, and hell of a thirsty. So what he did was, he took a drink from the puddle, ain't it? There's a lovely, he thought, and felt 10 times better straight away. Then off he went with a spring in his step and got with his wizardly work. A bit later, when everything was done, he decided to go back and thank the fairy for the tears he drank, I mean. But when he came back, the puddle was even bigger than before. "Oh, fairy," he said, in his grand old voice, "why do you cry so much? I have been gone 3 days and still you weep." "Sob," said the fairy. "Scared I am, scared of the dark, and I don't know what to do about it." After a few more sobs, he went on. "And everyone makes fun of me. Good for nothing I am. Life's rubbish." And with that, he went back to sobbing. "I see," said the wise old wizard, stroking his big white beard. "Perhaps a lantern is what you need." So he whips this tiny lantern out of his cloak and plonks it onto the end of the fairy's nose, right? Now the light from the lantern made the fairy blink like mad, but it didn't half cheer him up, and sure enough, he stopped crying. Felt like he'd been born again, he did. "You see, little fairy," said the wizard, "you shall never be in the dark again, no matter where you go." I'm not scared anymore," the fairy gasped, cracking the first smile of his whole entire life. "And you are no longer good for nothing either," laughed the wizard. "The smile of yours will bring comfort to a great many people. Come with me, and I shall show you." So the fairy packed up his daps and a little bag and went off with the wizard. They had some pretty hair-raising adventures and all, but the fairy never once got scared. He had the lantern on the end of his nose, see? And even after he parted ways with the kindly wizard, he never cried again, and the light on his nose was still shining to this day. Have a look around you, like he might be right nearby. Well, what do you say? Proper tidy tale, wasn't it? I bet you've got a tear in your eye now. Ooh. Ooh. 1 second, guys. Let me take a drink of my water. This thing's taking up a lot of energy. Man, I'm just looking at all of this, and yeah, let's just skip to the 12th tale. Sorry about that. If you guys want me to read from like the 4th tale and onwards, just let me know. I'll do the voices. But I just kind of really want to read the 12th tale since they have no relation to each other, except for the first two. All right, the 12th tale: The Young Woman's Journal. An old traveler stood on a street corner, telling a crowd of people all about his adventures. The crowd enjoyed listening to his tales, and one of them asked him, "What is the most incredible thing you have ever seen?" The old traveler thought a while and answered, "Let me tell you about a notebook I found. It is called the Death Note. I was traveling through some truly inhospitable terrain, a jungle so thick that no light passed through its canopy, located in the foothills of a steep mountain range. I was certain that I was the first human to set foot in the place, until I came upon a notebook. Imagine my surprise when I looked inside and saw that it was a young girl's journal. I became obsessed with it. I couldn't stop thinking about this little girl and what had happened to her. Listen to these entries. Did you ever hear a tale so wondrous as hers? I wonder where you've gone. I've been looking for you all this time, but I can't find you anywhere. Entry 2. Passing through a village today, I heard some people talking about you. They described you a little differently from what I remember, but it was definitely you. They said you were heading north, so that is where I shall go to. Entry 3. I don't believe it. They say you've thrown yourself into some kind of swamp, something called the Miasma Marshes. Why would you do such a thing? What am I going to do now? Entry 4. I finally found someone who could tell me about these Miasma Marshes. It doesn't sound good. It seems that those who would gaze at the marshes are lured towards them by the evil spirits who reside there. They prey on those who've been overcome by despair and compel them to throw themselves in. Is that what happened to you? Entry 5. I finally understand the mystery of the Miasma Marshes. Well, I know what I have to do. Entry 6. Last night, a traveling wizard told me that people in this world share a soul with a person in another world. These people are called soulmates. According to him, soulmates' lives are intertwined and affect each other. By throwing themselves into the Miasma Marshes, however, people can cut the bond that links them to their soulmates, allowing their hearts to be consumed by evil. Those who have done so are beyond redemption. Even releasing the evil from their hearts and reconnecting them to their soulmate does not bring back the person they once were. He told me something else as well, something important. I need some time to think about what to do next. Entry 7. It is decided. I must become a wizard. It is the only way I can save you. Entry number 8. It's been several years since I last wrote in this journal. I am a great sage now, capable of breaching time itself. I decided to go back and rescue the other you. I'm going to take good care of him, right from the very start. I know I'll never be able to return to this time, but I will not regret this. In the other world, I'll find the floating soul to which you were once connected, and I will absorb it. That soul will then be reborn as my own child. Entry 9. I'm setting out on a long journey to acquire the life that I need in order to save you. That is the least I can do for you, after what you did for me. I believe that one day your soul will return and that we will meet again. You saved me. You sacrificed everything for me. You gave your life so that I can live mine. I must see you again. After the old traveler had finished reading the journal, the crowd that had assembled before him stood silent for a long while. Before any of them could think of what to say, the old traveler turned around and shuffled off to continue his wanderings. But just as he was about to leave the town, he looked back at his dumbstruck audience and addressed them once again. The notebook wasn't the only thing I found that day. There was a wand lying next to it. I think it must have been hers.
And that's where the story ends there. Oh man, looks like that was a pretty interesting tale there. To learn more about Oliver's mom. Pretty fascinating, huh? Well, that was apparently... that was pretty cool. That was a pretty good story. I will not lie. But now my voice is kind of shot from reading all that. Oh, P's crying. Okay, well, I guess I'll leave you, even though this is my room. So, interesting because... I actually forgot my point. But, I read up to 4, or what is it, 3 tales? I guess 4 now with the 12th tale. So, if you want me to read some more on... then I don't know, another episode or something, just let me know. I'll read like I'll read from 4 all the way on to 11 or something like that, and or maybe I should make it a new episode in itself. I don't know, but just let me know. Man, I can't even speak. Let me talk to Peace, see what she has to say. Don't mind me if I'm silent for a little bit. Still can't see her, huh? Dude, she must have a connection to the White Witch, yo. Nice. Cool. Finally, Peas is now traveling with us. P is a nice girl. I refuse to believe that she's evil. Well, let's go back. Apparently Mark still was supposed to be traveling with us, but I didn't see him at all. No mention, nothing. He wasn't even with us. It was just me and Drippy. Or, Oliver and Drippy, I should say. So let's figure this out. Oh crap.
What's going on, man? No! I thought we would be safe here.
You're in the sky.
This place should be beyond the reach of the manor.
Can these poor people really be the ship's crew? They've been turned into monsters.
Are you dumb?
Time for some target practice.
You can't. We can't fight these people.
What? You'd rather let them tear us to pieces, would you?
Abandoned ship.
Hey!
P, look out!
Please get better. Sanctify.
Sanctify? Damn, the rumble is strong. The rumble is strong in this one.
Blimey, did you see that?
She cured them just like that.
Flippin' Nora, I don't have a thing like her letting rip with a blimmin' great spell like that. There's
a DWT? A dwarf thing? I was gonna say, you guys thought of the dumbest things, like dumbest plans. Like, you're in the middle of the sky, the freaking mana came from the sky. What'd you think would happen? Would it be safe? You dummies.
So this is Oliver's imaginary friend, eh? Young, what's her name? Bean?
Young, what's her name? P.
You mean
Close
P?
enough.
That's me. I'm P.
But why is it that we can see her all of a sudden?
Ah,
So
well,
you
lassie,
sanctify.
allow Professor Drippy to explain. We can see her because she's in our world.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Ollie Boy could always see her because she's from his world.
I forgot about
obviously.
that. Yeah. You're right.
Wait a minute.
But we went to they went to our world, so I don't know why we couldn't see. That's so dumb.
Wouldn't that mean that we should have been able to see her when we went to
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I have to explain every little thing now, do I? I may be a fount of wisdom, but I got my limits, right?
Quite. What we do know is that this girl destroyed the crystal. Clearly, she possesses the power to purify mana. The spell she used, I have never seen its like. It was miraculous.
Miraculous? No, it was sanctify.
Sanctify. Sanctify.
Sanctify?
So P could return those poor people in Ding Dong Dell to their old selves.
Indeed she could. In this child, you have the solution to this rather unfortunate problem.
Yo, why y'all be like eavesdropping our conversations though?
Huh?
Yo, you wanna fight?
It's you.
You were the one who sent us back to
You wanna
the
fight?
Yes. You may call me Gallus.
Yes.
I am a member of the council that determines the fate of this world.
Zodiacs, cool.
The Zodiacs? The fate of the world?
Oh yeah? And what would a busy fellow like you want with the likes of us?
I came to thank you. Your power awoke the child.
The child?
Wait, does he have more stars?
Oh, you mean
Whoa, he has more star.
I do. Through her, you now possess the power required to purify this world. Sanctify.
Sanctify. You mean P's magic can save the whole world?
Indeed it can. When you combine your power with hers.
Diddle-doo!
Ah, young P. At long last, the one you have awaited has come.
Yep. Now we're friends.
The time is close at hand. For both you, young P, and for you, Oliver. I wish you well.
Goodbye, Diddle-doo!
Damn. This chick's adorableness is going to kill me. She needs to stop that, because I am a manly man. I can't be seeing cute stuff. Or else I die. Seriously. Heard my... Yo, weak points, man. Weak points. But yeah, her magic can save the world, it seems. And I guess we're going to make good use of that. So here's what we're going to need. Here's what we're going to need. We're going to need a microphone and a megaphone. And P using that Sanctify spell. That way everyone on the planet can hear her. She's not a child. Exactly, Sweeney. I'm like, dude, you know we're like majority children right now, right? I mean, Markson, you might be like, what, early 20s? And I mean, this guy, Sweeney, must be in his mid-20s. I mean, come on. Or maybe early 30s, who knows, yo. He seems to have had a long life. Hooray. Yes, indeed. She kind of reminds me of Maria. Indeed, indeed. Alright, this spell. I don't know what spell that is. These things. They're called zombies, yeah? Sanctify, Raffle. Esther, why are you looking at me? Like, what? Why are you looking at me, Esther? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah, we'll definitely save him. But we're gonna have to do that next time on Let's Play Ni no Kuni. Unless this guy really wants to fight. Oh, wait a minute. Is she safe right here? Mysterious. Well, next time on Ni no Kuni, we will do what we can to save these good people. And then some. So, thank you for watching, y'all. I appreciate it. I will see y'all in the next episode. Comment if you like. And speaking of like, you might want to rate this, you know, if you enjoyed it. And on top of that, I hope you all have a good day. Peace out. Keep it styling, y'all.